الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. The very same ayah that we started in Surah At-Tawbah is repeated again in Surah As-Saff. It is He, Allah, who sent His messenger with guidance and the religion of truth so that you may overcome all other religions, even though the mushrikeen do not like it. Our next and final hero, I had to delete one because of time, inshallah. Our next and final hero is my hero. This man is so unbelievably impressive. About 20 years ago, I was sitting with a friend of mine. He had satellite TV and I never had satellite TV. So we were watching satellite TV and a man turned up the TV screen, we were flicking through, and a man who looks clearly European person, is not an Arab, but speaking fluent Arabic. And he's talking about the influence of Rothschild, you all know Rothschild, the banker, the only influence of Rothschild on the finance, and it is very difficult. The subject that he's talking about is usury and riba, and how can we get rid of riba. And he's saying that because Rothschild in the morning, he determines the interest rate for the Bank of England, and then that determines everything else. So effectively, the best way that we need to get rid of it, and I'm sitting listening, what's he going to say now? Destroy the system? What? He say, why do we need banknotes at all? Brilliant. Why do we need banknotes at all? We issue points, internet points, and when you go, I assume instead of me getting 100 pounds, I'll get 100 points. I need to go and buy a loaf of bread. How much is that? Is 1 point. This is okay. Well, it's a little bit like Bitcoin now. 1 point. I had that 20 years ago. 1 point, where I need to buy meat. You need to pay 5 points. So I get points and I pay for the services or the goods that I want in points, and we totally avoid what our friend Lord Rothschild is doing. And I said, whoa, what is this? And name came out, Dawood Musa. Who's Dawood Musa? And that's it. I've never seen this man again. And here we are, as I'm preparing for this khutbah, I come across his name. I look at his name in the internet. I say, I know you. And I look at some of his videos. Fantastic story. This man is Englishman, Christian background. Initially, when he was young, he was a singer. He's a pop star. Used to record in the same studios that the Beatles used to record on. He apparently was very, very successful. And they told him, please forgive what you're about to hear. They told them that if you want to go to the next level now, you need to do the action of Qawm Lut. Otherwise, you'll remain. He got into his E-Type and drove back north up to his home and left singing altogether because they told him, this is the only way. Either do Qawm Lut and we will make you a huge international star, or you remain. He started a business. He got into poor dealings with the banks and poor dealing with people that about borrowing money. Again, he says, this is not right. There is no morality. He's all the time looking for what is decent and what is proper, and he cannot find it. He goes into buying and selling some equipments, and he needs to export a machine to Saudi Arabia for oil production. So he goes there and he arrives in the first of Ramadan. He arrives there the first of Ramadan. So when he arrived there, he was greeted very nicely by somebody who was very charming. He said, again, the good treatment, that is the seed. Somebody who was very charming from Medina. And he in a very funny way, he says that the chap who's in charge of the project sent a text to the United States. He said, the schedule will not be met. We are running late, and we will not be able to meet the program because of Ramadan. So the text came back. Sack Ramadan, typical American. It's like a bull in a china shop. Sack Ramadan. They thought Ramadan is a person and he's causing problems. So sack him and get somebody else to do his work. So and apparently he was hungry. He met an African American, again, good treatment. Met an African American. He told him, I think you guys are, no, not clearly, he's, a European. Don't worry, because the restaurants now are closed because of Ramadan. When the restaurants are open, I will order some food for him, for his food, for the American Muslim, African American Muslim. And he will order for you as well. So he sat down and talked, and somebody handed him some books about the Quran. As a reaction to what Salman Rushdie did, he started an Islamic party. And what I can't understand is how did we not gather together to get him to be successful? And he was not elected. He was not elected. Wrote there is a very nice video actually in YouTube called My Journey to Islam. And I'll just leave you, inshallah, because of time, with the last thing that he said in that video. He said, Islam has the answers. This is somebody who came from a background outside Islam, and he converts. Islam has the answers, but the Muslims need to apply it to solve the problems of the world and to give Islam the credits it deserves. We have to apply it ourselves. He's saying that we have to apply it ourselves to help the world out of the mess that it is in. Yani, wallahi, if such a man existed in any other culture, I know that statues are not permissible for us. Statues, but are just a figure of speech. We would build a huge statue for this man. Fantastic. And the ability to be able to bring a solution, simple, articulate solution, like instead of money, we will just get paid by points and we will pay other by points. And he says in the most humble, beautiful way, he's exceptionally well read as well. So he's just being modest. He says that you don't know the answer. You say, what's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? You wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, meaning for Fajr. You pray, you make dua, and then suddenly the answer is there. The most beautiful word I ever had was from this man. What is the conclusion that we want to say about this, and why are we sharing this? These people that we shared it together about, they were not poor. It's not that they were destitute and they couldn't find anything and they were in drugs and we need a way out, so okay, we'll go to Islam. They were actually some highly educated people. Like the last person, he was a successful pop star. Just look together, inshallah, about how they dedicated their entire life to spread Islam. How much effort that they have made. And how I didn't know many of them by name before I started researching for this khutbah. How little do we know about them? We are very bad. We are not very good. Let me put it in a different way, more polite way. We are not very good at appreciating what we have. We are not very good at appreciating what we have. We only appreciate what we have when it's gone. And we say, oh, he was a lovely man. This man, the majority of these people have passed away, except Michael Wolff. Oh, he was a lovely man. Can you imagine a wealth like that? All our TV channels, all our reporting, all our newspaper should be having their names day and night to stop the evil of people trying to convert our children to non-belief. And couple of videos, very poor photographs, very poor camera, very poor production, very poor interviewer, doesn't know how to get out of that treasure, does not know how to get the jewels that exist in that treasure that's sitting in front of them. A huge man. Wallahi, this man is huge. Try, inshallah, to watch that video. But why is that? Why is the media suppressing that? I'm sure that the majority of us, if not all, have not heard about these names. Why is the media suppressing this? The media promotes for us and for the rest of the world the 3S. What are the 3S? Scandal, sport, and sex. Scandal, sport, and sex. That's it, to dull our mind. But they suppress this information. They suppress it deliberately. So how do we counteract that? As I was saying to our dear brother yesterday, we can't all be doctors. How many doctors are we going to have? Yeah, we have to get out of that mentality. The Muslim mentality, the Arab and the Pakistani mentality, that if you want to success, you have to be a doctor. We have to get out of this. We need people working in media. We need people who write. We need good writers. We need people who are journalists. The important thing I say to the youngsters, inshallah, don't do what you think will just get you good money. Of course, you need to have a good career. Of course, you need to have a good career. But do what you have a passion for. And I say to the youngsters, do you have a passion? Is there anything that when you get up in the morning, you say, now I will do this? And if you don't have a passion, it's okay. Try to find a passion. Try more than one thing until you see and you get your passion. And let us hope, inshallah, that the elders and the family should encourage our children to go in other fields. It is not about a sword now. The sword of jihad now is not in that sword or armaments. The sword of jihad now is in this. And how to communicate that. The book of today is a video. We need people to know how to produce videos. And this is all can be learned إن شاء الله. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم استغفرونا واغفرونا اللهم اغفر لحينا وميتنا وذكرنا وأنثانا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا